Alright, so I got a question from a supporter. I believe his brother's name is Kenan Groovy. Shout out to you, bro. Cool energy, cool vibe. You know, that's the type of people we attract over here at Scorpio Scriptures. So we had a question about celibacy, especially for Scorpios. So I'm gonna shed a perspective on that. Remember, this is all for entertainment purposes only. Consult your physician before doing any serious change. So I'm going to speak on developing sexual magnetism, sex transmutation, and if you can master this, you will really unlock your full potential, especially if you have trouble with your lust. And if you don't, well, you may be what Napoleon Hill calls a drifter in Outwitting the Devil. It's one of the tools that most men fall to is their sexual appetite. Not women as much, but if you're a woman, this is going to be good for you to hear too, but mostly for the men, right? So welcome back to the Scorpio Scriptures podcast. I'm your host, Master J. This is where we talk about astrology, all things Scorpio related, and expansion of consciousness. So today, we're going to expand on celibacy, sex transmutation for Scorpios. So I've talked about this before, but I will talk about it again. As Scorpio is one of the most sexually intense signs, and they have a powerhouse of sexual energy, I recommend every Scorpio learn to control this. Because if you can't control your sexual drive, what are you really? Just an animal. I hate to say it that way. You're not supposed to be controlled by your desire for lust. In the book Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, he speaks on the art of sex transmutation, but he also speaks on the reason of why men seldom succeed before 40. It is because most men are out there sowing their wild oats, and they're not able to control this immense carnal drive to ever even realize that it has a spiritual aspect from it. I learned this when I was 20. And I live a life that many find unfathomable because I understand the spiritual side of sex transmutation. I credit all my success, or most of it, to this one thing. Because when I was younger, this is what I struggle with the most. And if you are a Scorpio male, you may struggle with this the most. Now, I'm going to share some things with you that may help you understand more from Napoleon Hill's work. I've been a fan of Napoleon Hill since I was about 14, 15, so in the book Outwitting the Devil speaks to Napoleon Hill and he says, the two most important things for human beings to realize is that they control their own mind, that they control things, and that they can become whatever they want through the power of their mind and a definite purpose, and what he calls the law of rhythm, which makes our habits into who we are. And the other most important thing is the power of sex is the willpower of the human being, the creative energy of the human being. So Napoleon Hill asked him, he says, so these are the two most important things that all human beings should know? And the devil said, yes, if all human beings understood the power of their sexual energy, and if all human beings understood their power of definite purpose of their mind and not to drift, then he would have no power over many of us. The devil himself admits that. And in this book, the devil is not a man with a pitchfork. He is simply the negative space in the electron. So I'll link those two books below because you'll see me speak on them a lot. Because I encountered these when I was a young buck, and well, thank you for your continued support, and the growth of this channel is responsible from these two books mainly. So, what are the benefits of sexual energy? What are the benefits of going celibate as a Scorpio? Or not even celibate, you know, but pulling back. Well, no FAP and all these things are very popular, but I'm gonna be honest with you. No FAP is like beginner stuff. That's just a base level of energy transmutation. On Scorpio Scriptures Raw, I share the secrets to better sex, the keys to better sex, and one of them is retention of the seed. Tantra. All men in their spiritual journey, they should learn a little bit of Tantra, learning how to retain the seed, learning the power of their sexual energy and how to control it, especially Scorpio, because you have such immense energy. The benefits of celibacy is what Napoleon Hill calls a highly sex nature. Out of the hundreds of successful men that he studied, he noticed that all men of great success had a highly sex nature. What does this mean? A highly sex nature meaning they were not run by their lusts. They may have had a high sex drive, but they knew how to control it. Ultimately, Scorpio being the sign of control, one of their most difficult tasks will be controlling the energy of their sex and learning how to let it flow in the body and marinate in the body. Not shut it down like Gordon Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen. Shut it down! Not shut it down, but allow it to flow. Many times people comment on my voice. Do you know why you enjoy my voice? Not only is it a Venus and Scorpio man, it is a man who has studied sex transmutation. The energy of sex, I am one with it for his creative energy, and I put it in every action that I do. When a man controls his sexual nature, the instinct to release, right? That urge to release that many men feel, you can release that all inside your body and become a walking, talking being of sexual energy. What we call virility. What many of the Taoists and Taoist masters call the key to immortality is 1. Understanding the nature of one's semen, the vital essence of it. And 2 is, well, healing with another person, mainly a woman, and transmitting the yang and yin essence with the other. Right? You don't need a woman to do that, but you can master these things on your own. Celibacy is a great gateway to understanding your sexual energy. If you're in your 20s, will you have to do this forever? No, it will probably be very difficult. But you should refrain from the habit that many teenagers and 20-year-olds take in. In the book of Mantak Chia's Cultivating Male Sexual Energy and the book Awakening the Divine Masculine by Master Yao Morris, they both speak that once a man hits his mid-20s, he should refrain from the childhood habit of excessive masturbation and pornography if he does. And they state that these are not bad things. They're just things that as you get older, right? In the Bible, in the scripture, it says, when I was a child, I did childish things. And when I became a man, I put away with those things. You have to put away with those things that tie you down to boyhood, and excessive masturbation is that of a teenager exploring his body. A man, it really is all about control. A man, I say many times, is nothing more than his willpower and his ability to control the world around him, exert his will on the world around him. So if a man cannot control his wee-wee, can you really trust him, right? But a man who can control his energy, and at the higher levels control himself from ejaculating his energy and releasing it, well, he's on his way to become a master masculine. So what are the benefits of celibacy, especially for Scorpio? Well, I say celibacy, or just refraining from so much sexual activity, right? Semen is a very vital nutrient. Many of people probably know that already. But the energy is immense. The drive. Think of a cow, think of a dog. When you have your dog and you get him neutered, think how different the dog acts, right? Well, if you are excessively ejaculating, you are kind of neutering yourself, self-suicide, and forcing your body to regrow. And when you do this too much, you find yourself lazy and tired, because it is written that it takes about 1/3 of your energy to reproduce the sperm loss. So when you don't do this right, your body has a excessively large amount of energy, a rush of new energy, and you are able to tap into infinite intelligence easier. You are able to move through this world easier. They say the highest paying salesmen are all of a highly sex nature, because sexual energy is creative energy and people trust it more. It is a pleasant energy. It is a healing energy. It is a creative energy. So to constantly spill and release this energy puts your body in a feedback loop of trying to get to baseline. But when you get to your normal baseline energy, you are functioning as your true self. And when you are functioning as your true self, you will find new ideas. You will find new levels of focus, new levels of willpower. Because remember, in Outwitting the Devil, he said the two most important things is let people know that they can have a definite purpose in the power of their mind and not to drift. And number two, let people understand the power of their sexual nature, their sexual energy. The devil himself said this to Napoleon Hill. If everybody understood this, I wouldn't have such a grasp on the human population, he said. I am going to start linking those books in the description because I do speak on them a lot, so check them out if you want. Tantra, nofap, semen retention, retaining of the seed. During sex, you can still have sex and retain your seed. That is something I do teach on Scorpio Scriptures Raw. I'm not gonna do it here because it's a bit explicit. So, especially for a Scorpio, right? We have immense sexual drive. But as with all things in life, we respect those that can do difficult things. And one of the most difficult things for a man to do is to retain his sexual drive. For men have a massive sexual appetite. And one of the most difficult things for a man to do is to refrain from ejaculation when he's with a woman. Doesn't that take immense willpower? Yes. Those of a highly sex nature have immense willpower because they are controlling the energy of a tsunami. At the end of this video, I will put in it Scorpio Secrets, Enlightenment Through Sexuality, which is another video I taught on this, but I didn't share as much as what I'm sharing now. Really, how Master J was born, there were multiple steps to it, but one of them was Tantra and retaining sexual energy. There is no way you can really tap into the etheric realm and tap into your higher nature if you are constantly expelling one of your most powerful energies and forcing your body to reproduce it. That is why after a man ejaculates, he gets tired. His body goes into a state of rushing to refuel this energy. Now, are there ways to combat this? Do I have to be celibate? I've been celibate before and now I'm not, so you don't really need to. But if you have sex, you should understand that it does take a lot of energy out of you. It should not be done like as much as people think, right? We live in an over-sexualized society. If you're looking to build a business or get on the hustle, get on the grind, everybody knows woman can become a distraction for a man, especially if you have too many. You won't get anything done. Might feel good, but it'll be empty victories, empty pleasures. Ultimately, controlling your sexual drive as a man is one of the toughest things, especially to do it at an age where you are most potent and most viral. But the rewards, well, the rewards are many people report having clearer skin, more muscle mass, more vascularity. It makes sense because of the vitamins and nutrients in your sperm, more energy, more focus, more creativity. And it's not even magic, it's not even superpowers what people say. It's just you being who you should be. If you look at animals, they have what's called mating season, right? Human beings, they don't follow the natural rhythms. They just mate whenever they want and they think it's normal. Some guys have a serious problem with porn and masturbation. They do it like 10 times a day. They wonder why I can't get a girlfriend, why I can't attract girls. I think women instinctively know when they look at a man and he's empty. Ladies, do you think that's true? Can you guys tell that when you guys look at a man? Do you kind of get the idea? Let me know let me know the truth. Do you get the idea that this guy masturbates a lot and watches a lot of porn, busting too many nuts, and it just kind of turns you off? I get that feeling when I see people like that. I'm like, no way, bro. Because you lose your creative instinct. You lose your sexual magnetism. You lose that energy that gives you that virility, that gives you that you know what I'm saying? That's where it comes from, your sexual energy. And you want to learn how to circulate that. You want to learn how to control that. First is to just not get rid of it and to really feel it in you, because it is a pressure. Masculine energy agitates. Masculine spiritual energy is very powerful. So these are the benefits, especially if you've been having a lot of random sex, casual hookups, or you're just in the habit of, you know, ejaculating, masturbating, having sex a lot. To refrain it, it takes discipline. Just like fasting from food takes discipline, fasting from sex takes discipline. And that's why a lot of spiritual people do it, because it is building the willpower and having the mind and the spirit rule over the flesh, which is one of the toughest things to do. But you are a spiritual being. Don't let your carnal pleasures control you. Now, you don't want to take this to an extreme, but you want to understand this fully. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding will teach you many things. And a man of a highly sex nature is loved by those around him. Animals, pets, dogs, cats, women, people around you, they kind of sense this energy. Virility is key for a man. And when he's full down there, his spirit energy is full, and his voice is full of love and passion. Can you hear my love and passion that I have for you? It is a spiritual energy of growth. The divine in me speaks to the divine in you. Allow yourself to ascend to the next level and have control over your carnal nature. For you are not an animal, you are a man, a master of all nature. Now, I forgot to mention, there was one more thing, right? Having sex with a woman, if you're a man, it's not really a bad thing. But you really want to make sure your energies mesh together. Because there is an energy loss, whether you have sex with a woman and ejaculate or not. But if your guys' energy flows together, there is less of a loss, and there's something to be gained from that. When your energies reciprocate with one another and there's a true spiritual bond. If it's just a random hookup, yeah, the energy connection is not there. It could really drain you. It can leave some, what I call parasites on you for days, or weeks, or months, until you get that cleansing. But if it's with someone that you truly love, it will do nothing but enhance you, and the nutrient loss in the sperm and ejaculation is really less. Well, you know, meeting a woman like that is a gift from God. It truly is. It truly is. So I hope this is helpful. Celibacy and no fap, things like Scorpio. I think all Scorpios should go through a phase of just not having sex, so they can really get in tune with their energy, because they have such a strong sex drive. If you ever seen the TV show Malcolm in the Middle, I believe the parents, they used to have a lot of sex in the show, and then their doctor said they couldn't have sex for like 2 weeks or something. And then their house got clean, and like the lawn got mowed and all these things. And it's really true. That's what happens when you realize how much energy you spend on sex and you just stop it. You'll see yourself become way more productive. Way more productive. But you know, sex is a wonderful thing of life, especially for a Scorpio. I hope this was informative for you. Yeah, this is very interesting. If you're interested in Think and Grow Rich and those books, I'm gonna add them to my beacons.ai now, just because I believe in them that much. I truly do. I'll see you later. Thank you for the question. Peace.
고독한 마음 연미 더 널 본 거야 so wondrous.